There's 4 games coming our way this week, and it's time for Pick 6, brought to you by BetMGM. Place your money line, prop parlay, and same-game parlay bets at BetMGM. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Please gamble responsibly.
Here we go. It's not quite the Pick 6 because there's only 4 games that we're going to talk about right now. So instead of that number, we're going to give you guys a quick shot at the 4 playoff games. All right, Mark, you're going to go first. All right,
and
Urban, you can clean up on it.
I'm going first.
You're going first. We're going to start in the great state of Indiana. Number 7, Notre Dame, a 7.5-point favorite over 10th ranked Indiana. All 4 teams that are home and hosting games this weekend are favored by at least a touchdown. Notre Dame, a 7.5-point favorite over the Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers in the playoffs. Notre Dame in the playoffs. They both are Indiana. They both play outside. So this is just going to be, it's going to be nice. I like it. But hey, Jeremiah Love is the difference for Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love, he's a baller, one of the best backs in the country. They play strong on defense. Now, I like Indiana. Coach Ignati's going to have them ready. So I think Notre Dame wins this in South Bend, but I like Indiana to cover. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Coach?
I agree, Mark. I'm looking at these 4 games, and of the 4, 3 of them I think are right on the point spread I'd pick as well. There's one that's not, but this one I think 7.5 is right there. We covered Indiana a bunch. I've watched Notre Dame a bunch on film. I think Notre Dame wins, but I think it's a score game. I think they got the right thing.
If I had to pick one upset of the 4 going down this weekend, if I had to pick one, Indiana over Notre Dame.
But are you picking them?
I'm saying if I had to.
We're not asking if you had to, because if I had to, I'd do it. I'd do
Hoosiers.
it too if I had to.
Hoosiers. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Indiana upsets
Hoosiers.
Notre Dame. I just called it. All right. The other game, and it's going to be a whiteout. Number 6, Penn State, hosting number 11, SMU. We just spoke with
whiteout
SMU
at noon. Hey, Penn State.
Yeah, how about that?
Hey,
Crazy.
Penn State. Whiteout at noon.
Enjoy your new games, Penn State.
I hope I can see a whiteout at noon.
Nittany Lions favored by 8.5. Mark, you get first ups again. Penn State.
I'm up again first?
Then coach is going to go up first the next 2.
I hope Penn State just dog walks SMU for them not winning the ACC. And if they just would have won the ACC championship, we all would have been happy. But now I'm pissed. So
did you say dog walk them?
Dog
walk them?
Foot and arse. SMU is going up to Dallas. I mean, they're going up to Happy Valley. It's going to be freezing. They face off. They're coming from Dallas. Penn State. I got Penn State winning this one, man.
Okay.
Just Tyler Warren, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, defense playing with their hair on fire. James Franklin has to hold it down in Happy Valley. I got Penn State in this one, especially with the weather. SMU ain't going to be ready for that cold.
Yeah, I started watching SMU earlier in the year when they started catching fire, and I got a lot of respect for them, but this one's a different animal. I think Penn State's a really good team. They'll control the line of scrimmage. And Tyler Warren and those 2 backs, I think, will have a good day against them. And like Coach told us, the defensive line of Penn State will dominate that game. So that's the 1 point spread that I see Penn State winning, beating that spread.
Yeah, it feels like the stage might be just a little too big, a little too early for SMU. Congratulations on everything that they've done, and maybe it does continue, but it does feel like
that's going to be a big, cold stage, man.
With all due respect to SMU, respectfully, SMU, respectfully.
Correct. And we're all kind of saying the same thing in different ways. So we all see Penn State moving on and covering that 8.5 point spread.
Mine's more of a personal vendetta.
Yes, I know. Yours was.
Respectfully.
Dog walk. All right, Coach, you're up first on this one. And the next 2 are kind of like the sexy matchups, if you will, with programs that are universally respected across our nation. Number 5, Texas in Austin. Big one here. This is the biggest spread of the 4. An 11.5 point favorite over 12 seed Clemson.
A lot like the Notre Dame and coming up with the Ohio State, Tennessee. This point spread to me is right on. Texas is one of the top 3 rosters in college football. I think it's going to be right at a score and a half. It's going to be a 12-point, 10-point game. So I think it's right there. I'm going to go Texas covering. Ooh. I just think again I've been on the Texas bandwagon now for 2 years. Don't let me down, Texas. Let's go, man. Cover your spread.
Yeah, Coach, I agree with you. I mean, Clemson has had a good run. I think Clemson is battle tested. They played 2 SEC teams this year. They played Georgia and got dog walked. There you go, Stoner. They played South Carolina in a close game, lost. They lost to somebody else too. I forgot. They have 3 losses, but I think they're battle tested. I think they're going to be ready for this. But I do like Texas to win this game. I like Texas to win kind of by like 10 points. So I got Clemson covering the spread. But I think the Longhorns roll to victory. We'll see how healthy Quinn Ewers could be. We know this defense is dominant. We know they run the football with Trey Wisner. We know they have athletes on the outside. So can the quarterback be healthy and play like we know that he's capable of playing? We've seen him play big in big games before, and I think he will. He's had a week to get healthy. No, he didn't. He didn't. Yes, he did have a week to get healthy.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He did have a week to get healthy. So healthy Quinn Ewers, I think, is going to be the difference in this game.
Did you say earlier, Mark, you thought Penn State had kind of the easiest pathway?
Yes, they have. They have SMU, then they have
SMU
Boise.
and Boise State.
So I think if you're looking for favorable matchups for Penn State, I think you would take those 2 over any other 2.
So I would argue that Texas might have the most palatable pathway because I'm going to take it all the way to the semis. We all like Texas over Clemson, right?
Yes.
I know,
and
Coach,
who
you're
would
going
the
to
next
jump in there,
matchup
11.5. So the next matchup is Arizona State. And as much as we love Cam Scadaboo, if you look at the 2 lowest, quote unquote, seeded teams, it would be Arizona State and Clemson. And those are the 2 teams that Texas has to go through. And guess what? Texas wins those 2 games. You know where they go for the semifinals? Texas, Cotton Bowl.
Wow.
So they would be playing the semifinals in Arlington, and again, that could be against a Tennessee and Ohio State, a Georgia, and how about another meeting with Georgia, by the way, in the Cotton Bowl? So I just love Texas's path right now. As long as they don't get ahead of themselves, I don't see that happening at all. I think Clemson, we all feel, is very fortunate to be in the playoffs, and I like Texas as well. And I think I'd like Texas to cover. I think they're going to win it by 14. Coach, Tennessee, number 9 at the Ohio State, the 8 seed. The spread is 7.5 for the Buckeyes in Columbus on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm going to say a player's name, Seth McLaughlin, and that when that bomb went off and they lost their center, that changed the whole world.
Dagger.
They played their best offensive line play in 2 years at Penn State. And it did not look good in the last game against the Wolverines. So I think the point spread's right. I'm going to go with the Buckeyes with a low-scoring game. I think the strength of Tennessee is their defense, especially I watched them yesterday because I wanted to see the SEC D-line. Guess what, Mark? They got an SEC D-line.
They are that.
Big veined-up cats, Coach?
Big, thick cats that get their feet across their line of scrimmage, and that's not good for Ohio State. So they got to get the ball out. It's going to be cold. It's going to be 20 degrees. I don't know the wind, and I don't think there's any snow or anything like that. But I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I do think Ohio State's got the best defense in the country, so it'll be a 16-10 type game. I really believe that.
Wow,
and I think
16-10 type.
I got Ohio State winning, but
you got Tennessee covering? Yeah. Listen, man, Ohio State in trouble right now. This is not a good draw for them. It's not a good draw for them, man. You talked about that defensive line. That
go
defense.
with it.
They're one.
You gonna go with it?
They're one of the toughest defenses in the country, Coach.
Go with it.
Getting pressure, stopping the run. Dylan Sampson on offense.
Go
running
with it.
The football. Listen.
Go with it.
Can Nico Iamaleava weather the storm in the cold? Can he toss that thing around, not make mistakes, not turn the football over? Can he? I think he can. I think he can.
A dub or cover? A dub or cover? Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got Ohio State, but I got Tennessee covering, though.
All right.
I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks, but I got Tennessee covering. I think they're in trouble, though. You say there's one game that you might pick for an upset. I have it as this one. If there's one game I'm picking for an upset, I have it as this one.
And I can see it because we don't know what Ohio State is after that humbling loss to Michigan. My take, and Coach, you know this better, but my take is they needed a whole week off to lick their wounds and to kind of come back to their senses, to take that smelling salt. And then I think this week has been the rise up again. Like, hey guys, this is what we do. they got to build Will Howard up. They got to get his confidence up and early, whether it's quick little slants to Smith or whatever it is, like Buka, get him going. They have to get the running game going, right? That two-headed monster was held in check against Michigan. We've been saying it all year that Ohio State has the talent, but they haven't really had that breakthrough moment, a resilient win at Penn State. They certainly took care of an Indiana team. I don't know. And Coach, we've been saying this all season. Is it Team A or is it Team B? Are we going to see that Buckeyes A team that we've been waiting for since the preseason, or this version that's been kind of lurking around all season? It's a tough one. I have Ohio State winning. I think it's going to be a winning field goal. A winning field goal within the last 4 minutes.
If it wasn't at Buckeye Stadium, I'd choose Tennessee. I'll tell you that.
I think so too.
Mark, it's Ohio Stadium.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't play there, so I'm sorry. No, respectfully.